Namaste, everybody. Just coming to give you a little energy update for November. I will deliver within the Awakened Inner Circle a full energy update, and because there's much to be processed today as we enter tomorrow into the 12th, which is our full moon. And this is not just bringing in the full moon energy, which will be really potent. That also aligns to the 12th of the 12th in December. It sets for the 12th of the 12th, which brings in a strong in energy of what we've been experiencing in terms of numerology this year, which is a number 3. Yet we are also looking at the fact of it being a high energetic portal for us, but also the influence of Cryon that comes in to this as well, where we are wanting to look at our authenticity, and with the alignments and everything, it can make us very dissatisfied with influences around us. It can make us feel a little bit unstable, but we are wanting to pull that forward and look at our leadership. So for me, also for the collective energy that's out there that's struggling at the moment with what's determined as the awakening, which awakening is our raising consciousness. So our raising consciousness to question everything, go within. That's what awakening is. How we perceive maybe our lives, our actions, our world. We start to wake up to maybe the conditioning that we have come through wherever we've been born in the world, to not conforming anymore, and that's becoming more and more and more. So it's no mistake that the alignments of such profound change in the world comes on significant days. And you know, the those in the UK at the moment that will be looking tomorrow of the energy around this with the voting as well. So many people feeling lost and what to do. So all of these energies are coming through. We're awakening. We can no longer just conform or tick boxes. We're questioning too much on our humanitarian, our ethical levels, what we feel is the right thing. Our authenticity in us has got to such a heightened point where we're able to finally, and it is a finally, use our voice and to put our boundaries in of what we think is acceptable and not as acceptable. So the energy at the moment is just potent, incredibly high, and the 12th of the 12th, as I said, but we're then also bringing in the end of a decade of energy. So in terms of awakening, which is raising your consciousness, we have as individuals and collectively learnt so much in this last 10 years. It's been a rapid process. It's brought us through so many levels of our own awareness, so many levels of change, and yet those that have been aware of all these changes, and maybe then able to let go of the fear more, are able to see this and support it, but yet are tired, incredibly tired. Those spiritually awakened beings who feel this and who have in many ways done so much of the work. We know that the alignments, the Pluto Saturn alignments that are around us and in the signs now and coming to a head in January are bringing through what we have said for a long time is a total destruction of our system as we know it. And actually, even those that are fearful right now, they feel this too. This is not just about a specific vote or any country, but collectively just take a step back and have a look at the whole of the systems, the whole of how we live and how we're seeking our freedom. We are choosing not to do that anymore. And therefore, that has to come down. So whether you're aware or not of planetary alignments, whether you're aware of the energy where this has been talked about for so long, once you can open your mind a little bit more to just trust you, go within, feel in your heart what feels the right thing, you will see that it's actually an incredibly positive thing. The hardship of how do we reform how we live, how do we put this into place, what do we do, what do we use with this thing of energy that we exchange, that we currently call money. When all of that changes, how this is changing, we don't have to have all the answers. We do have to, however, have the trust in us that right now we're not wanting to work this way. We're wanting to evolve into something different. We want to ultimately look at the compassion and the unconditional love. The pressures of society and food banks and homelessness and everything has become so much now, which is all part of raising our consciousness, awareness to what we can accept and feel is okay, to the understanding of the systems that we're in are all man-made. And whilst we do have to have some form of system, it doesn't have to be this, and it doesn't have to be so outdated, which is old vibration. So with that in mind, relax into that energy. For those in fear at the moment of running around of what to do on a piece of paper or not, you know, my overview is of energy and where we've come from. The awakening of consciousness is that we do the work on ourselves. We go within, we're self-inquiry, we're changing ourselves every time something upsets us or distracts us or causes this any kind of issue. It's always the best place is what's that caused me, how do I feel, not looking external to what other people think or believe or do. And the more you go internal, the more you start to detach, break away from old relationships, old feelings, old things that have kept us in fear or ego. And really, unity is all that we're doing as well. So, you know, in terms of countries talking, not talking, being part of, not being part of, the bigger picture of unity is totally detaching, removing away from everything to make us strong again, to make us in that way that we work, we're sustainable as an individual, as a collective, and then the unity will be far, far bigger than that. We cannot keep trying to patch up or put plasters on old, outdated systems. I could go beyond this to what others will talk to you about as the establishment and the banking systems of the world. And that does all come into this because, you know, we can't sustain this. We're moving forward on an incredible journey now of creating a whole different way. And it's something that we've wanted. And you've only got to look at how the world has evolved and changed, and you know, meditation is a normal word out there now. Healing is a normal word. You know, all of these things, high vibrations are a normal word, portals are a normal word. Everything is changing and shifting, and we're not going to be going into the analytical way of doing anything anymore. It's that intuition, that's guidance. So I would say sit with your gut. Don't start looking at anything at the moment that's fear-based, ego-based. You know, when we start getting to tactical this and drama and just this massive energy, it's tiring for those of you that are awake. So step back and just breathe. Whether you decide to, if you are a UK-based person that has the vote tomorrow, to do that or not is totally down to your gut instinct, how you feel and what's authentic for you. You cannot, however, start to look and participate in a system that is broken. So trust what feels right. The main issue for a lot of people is votes that we've made before or haven't made before or have been, you know, followed, or, you know, everything, you know, you look back to the suffragettes and the revolutions and everything else to overall, we are in disharmony at the moment. And that's because it's not feeling right. We cannot have people leading us the way that we don't believe in. And in many ways, not voting is also a vote. So, the energy at the moment is supporting all of this. It can feel everything that's going on. The massive shift and alignment will be in January 2020. So I'll put up some more information on that. But again, this is just a brief overview, just to say hi, help those that are feeling a little bit uncomfortable at the moment and maybe a deeper knowing of why. And the full energy update for November will be totally different, and it's inside my Awakened Inner Circle to give more depth and healing. This is a time of the healing, the wounded healer. So I'll give some meditations and stuff for that as well, which will all be in my Awakened Inner Circle. For those that want to join that, come and do so on my website. And there's fortnightly sessions, monthly updated energy sessions, and one-to-ones with me as well. So you know, let's do this together. Let's work at this collectively. Let's not be sat in fear, in ego, and let's embrace this beautiful energy. Namaste.